Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video, let me know what you think. Martell, did you really go into that courthouse and act a complete donkey? Did you try to attack your lawyer because he gave you a $10,000 bill? Now, when you were on that live with your baby mama, you was trying to convince us, the viewers, that you weren't going to do anything to jeopardize anything going on with your kids. Now, I had better sense than to believe you and your baby mama put together. But anyway, even in your interview that you had with Quintessential, I believe that's his name, forgive me if I butchered his name, but you stated that you were in therapy. Now, what happened to the therapy? Did you learn anything? Are you still going to therapy? Or did you stop paying for that as well? See, maybe some of this would have been rectified had you did your court ordered therapy in the beginning when you were first told to, but you had to wait for it to be mandated before you actually start going. But anyway, I'm glad that you exploded on the right person at the right time, which was at the courthouse, allegedly, in front of everyone, and see exactly what Melody has been going through, dealing with you all this time. Because if you did this, you have got to be one of the dumbest people on this planet. You thought you would be able to suppress that attitude and all those emotions you got bottled up long enough to fool your way into winning this custody case? I'm glad Melody decided to take you at your challenge when y'all was in mediation, and when you stated that her and her lawyer held the paperwork for about 30-40 minutes and gave it back to you and said no deal to your 6 demands. You didn't say compromise. You said your 6 demands that you wanted her to actually take into account, not even take into account, she had to abide by them. But anyway, I'm glad she said no deal when y'all were in mediation and said, let's go to trial, because you folded in the first round. Well, I don't even think it was the first round, Martell, because you didn't make it to the last court proceeding. You, allegedly, you acted a donkey right after mediation. And so when you were on TV on your confessional and you stated that you got served the $10,000 bill, that's when you actually acted a donkey. So you didn't even make it to the court proceedings this time, allegedly. So you didn't even make it to the first round. So I'm glad that Melody accepted you at your challenge and said she wasn't meeting none of your demands. Anyway, I'm not sure who advising you or supposed to be advising you, because clearly if you are taking advice from somebody, you need a new advisor, because you had to know that it was going to cost you money to go to court. It costs money for lawyers, and it costs money to sue somebody. Or did you think that your case was going to be handled in small claims court? I know you didn't take your advice from, or get your opinion of the court system from watching the small claims courts on TV, divorce court and all that, where they grant, each person asks them, well, what you want or whatever, and they come in and say, oh, I want my TV. Is that where you was getting your advice from? I'm just asking, because you had to know it was going to cost you some money. You was going to have to put up some money if you wanted your court case to actually be completed. You thought that You was just going to walk in there and charm the people. You see how that worked out for you. And when you spoke to your lawyer, Martell, didn't he tell you his fee? Did he not explain how the court processes go? And he probably, and I'm quite sure he probably did, give you an estimate and some scenarios of when the case can and will get costly. Oh, you must have thought that it would be over before it got that far. Is that what you was thinking? You thought that Melody, you throw out your demands and Melody say, okay, Martell, I'm gonna meet you at your demands. But it didn't work out in your favor, did it? Nope. She said, gloves off. Nope. I'm not playing no more games with you. When you start coming after my kids, gloves off. All bets are off. I'm coming for your jugular just like you came for mine. I can't believe that you thought that because the courts were being lenient with you, that things was working out in your favor. Because most judges, in my opinion, they're lenient. They grant people some leniency to make sure that they're not viewed as impartial or biased, or, they want to make sure that there's no room for there to be a mistrial, and that they're not, affecting the case. Because even though they probably have a certain opinion about a certain party, they probably, ain't no probably, they can't use that in their judgment. So they was probably trying to grant you some leniency, but on the inside, they was probably thinking, this fool, oh my goodness, can I rule on this case today? This fool have got to be out of his mind. Anyway, did you ask the judge to grant you child support, court fees, and lawyer costs? I know you didn't. You actually wanted somebody to take money out of Melody's pocket, a single mother of 4, to pay you. Aren't you an able-bodied person? Didn't you film for 2 reality shows? And I know you messed up on one and probably can't go back, but you did film for 2 reality shows. And you didn't get paid from the reality show from Real Housewives of Atlanta? Sheree didn't break you off for nothing? Is that why you started back sleeping with AC? More common, you started sleeping back with AC because you was tired of faking a relationship without getting any dividends from Sheree. You seen Sheree wasn't coughing up no money, so you was like, well, the hell with this. I'll do what I want to do. Because, Sheree, I don't know what you was thinking about Sheree, but Sheree, she'd rather be exposed than give up her money. So you should have known better than that. Because the least Sheree will do it is she'll flip it. If she get exposed, she gonna flip it into a storyline and continue to collect her coins. She gonna look and have that embarrassed look on her face, but she gonna flip it into a storyline. Trust. Anyhow, how can you look at yourself in the mirror asking the mother of your 4 kids, the person that takes care of them and their provides everything for them, whether they're in your care, her care, or whomever care, she's still providing everything for them. I don't understand how you could think that you're owed child support or anything or any money, any funds from her. Because did you pay her back all the money that you took out the household and, gave it to AC, giving her $2,000 and $3,000 at a time, helping her pay for that broke down BMW? Did you even pay her back the $17,000 that you took out her bank account when she left you? Did you pay her back for paying your light bill? Did you even pay her something for inviting you and your mama to Destin, where you ruined the trip after it, where she couldn't even have a good lasting memory because you went back running off at the mouth? Do you even pay half on the Eminem kids' tuition? What about health insurance? Nothing. But you feel as though that she owe you. And you know tuition for 4 kids can't be cheap. And health insurance for 4 kids can't be cheap. But you want her to pay you? When you're the one that costs her time away from her business. You know she's running several businesses, but yet instead of her at home packing up her orders or teaching her class or preparing to teach her class, she had to be preparing and getting prepped for a custody battle. You ran out of money. That's the only reason why you upset, and you don't want, and you talking about telling your mama and other people that you don't want to be in court. You obviously wanted to be in court because you are the one that took it to court. Y'all had an arrangement where it was 1 week on, 1 week off. What was wrong with that? You find your own babysitter and let her find her own babysitter. But no, you wanted to use the 26 babysitter lie, trying to persuade the judge into giving you custody. No, everybody was going to see through that. I don't even know why you even, tried to stick to that lie. You should have came up with something better than that, because all they have to do is ask the kids who watch you. They don't say, my uncle Marcus, my grandma Miss Van, and probably maybe 2 more people. But it wasn't going to be no 26, and them kids are smart enough. You know them kids are smart enough. That's all they had to do was quit. They don't need Melody in the courtroom to question the kids. The judge could have took them right on in chambers and had them or sent the lawyer to the house and asked them, how many people watch you? Who watched you on such and such day? Who watched you this day? So you should have known that 26 babysitter lie was going to be thrown out sooner or later. I don't even know why you ran your whole case on 26 babysitters. But we all know what the real issue was. You broke. The same issue regarding you having your blow up at the court and blow up at your allegedly blow up at the courts and at your lawyer. Because you're broke and you mad because you broke. And now you still, even though you blew up, you still have to pay the lawyer fees, your court costs. You still have another baby that you can't afford. You can't afford the first 4, but yet you found a way. It's easy to find a way, but you thought it was a good idea to have a 5th child. And whether you wanted her to have the baby or not, it's not your choice. It's her choice. And you knew it was a possibility because you wasn't doing anything to prevent it. And you knew she wanted you at all costs. So apparently you didn't care what happened and what the outcome was. So why do you care now? And if you want to go to court to get custody of a child, to having your child full time, since you say you got all the time in the world, why don't you go get the other child? And because he clearly needs a parent, he needs a full-time parent. He don't need a parent that's sitting on social media all day, feeding them popsicles. And you say you cook and everything. You didn't, teaching the Eminem kids how to cook. So if you know how to cook, he needs to eat. If you got time to be at home all day, then that means you got time to potty train. You got time to teach him how to how to speak. You have time to teach him his ABCs, his 1, 2, 3s, tie his shoes. Even if he's not in school, you could be the teacher because you are an educator. So you already have your teacher certificate or teaching degree. So you can be that stay-at-home parent. I mean, you're gonna have to find some income. And I did a whole video telling you things or advising you of things that you can do besides wasting your money in the courts trying to sue Melody for custody that you know you're not going to win. But anyway, you want to sit up there and explode. Now now everybody's getting a chance to find out the real Martell, and I'm so happy. Sometimes things work out exactly how they're supposed to. And this, I believe, it happened exactly the way it was supposed to. You blew up because it's one thing for Melody to tell her story or to paint the picture for the courts, but for them to actually see it in live motion, that's a whole nother ball game. So I believe some things happen for a reason, and I believe with you exploding in that courtroom allegedly, going off on your lawyer allegedly, I believe that happened for a reason to prove Melody's point of exactly what she's been going through. So now when she paint her pictures or when they look over all of the testimony, they can see, they can visualize it in their head now. And they can say, yep, I can see him doing this and I can see him doing this. But anyway, this is just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.